In the rest of their trip to Iraq, delegations of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi Central Office visited the Islamic Seminary of Lady Fatima, peace be upon her, in the Sadr Township in Baghdad. In this visit, the delegations talked to the managers, teachers, and students of this Islamic seminary. In these meetings, the educational process, programs, and other activities by this Islamic seminary were explained to the delegations of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. In addition, other topics such as scientific, religious, and missionary tasks were discussed. Also, the refugee camp of Hazrat Ali Akbar welcomed the delegations of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. Let's watch this report.
This time, the delegations of the Central Office of the eminent Ayatollah Shirazi traveled to Iraq and met with the directors of Al-Zahra Seminary in Baghdad and met with the war refugees. It is noteworthy that the directors of Al-Zahra Seminary have visited the Central Office of the eminent Ayatollah Shirazi in Holcombe and met with His Eminence while ago. During this meeting, the eminent Ayatollah Shirazi emphasized on the importance of taking good care of the youth and considered it a collective duty for all segments in the society, especially the seminary students.
God the Almighty has said in Holy Quran, those who faith and learn the knowledge, we give them ranks. Thankfully, we could have a meeting with the delegations of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi Central Office and enjoy their precious words and remarks about the Islamic Seminary of Lady Zahra, peace be upon her. Of course, in these meetings, the respectful delegations convey the invaluable guidelines of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi to us, and we hope to implement them in our management of this Islamic seminary. This seminary has two sections specified for the women and the men students. The men's section was founded by the martyr Sheikh Abdul Jabbar Budairi in 1963. This seminary has given rise to many scholars, lecturers, researchers, and authors. This Islamic school offers courses in all 7 levels, which includes both the elementary courses and the advanced courses. We've also plans for advanced jurisprudence courses, and we send our top students to cities of Karbala and Najaf to attend these courses. It's an honor to say that many Islamic jurists and leaders have passed the elementary courses at this seminary school. God Almighty has weighed so much emphasis on knowledge. In our meeting with the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, we heard this hadith from Ayatollah Shirazi that angels spread their wings under the footsteps of scholars and students. The delegates of the Islamic leader also highlighted the importance of knowledge. We're really happy to have hosted the delegations of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, and we're thankful for these spiritual supports. This gives us energy and hope to continue this way and present the society with new hard-working students of Islamic sciences. I hope the Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them, also help us in this way. In the end, I thank the delegations of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi and His Eminence for their support.
At this meeting, the two parties discussed the missionary activities and the practical methods with which they can enhance the educational system at the seminary schools.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين.
The Islamic Seminary of Lady Zahra started its activities in Baghdad based on the Quranic instructions and by the constant support of the great Shirazi family, especially the late Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Muhammad Shirazi. My father, Sheikh Abdul Zahra al-Budairi, in his youth time, went to the holy city of Karbala to get the helps of the Islamic jurists. And the late Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Muhammad Shirazi encouraged him and gave his outright support for the foundation of this Islamic seminary. After its foundation, it made great progress in educating the Islamic students. But in 1971, it was closed by the Ba'ath regime. It is said that this school had become a strong center for Shia Islam before its closure, and the students spent all their time discussing scientific issues. The support of the Shirazi scholars were a springboard for this school. And today, after the fall of the former regime, the Islamic school has once again started its works by the support of the Islamic leader, Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadr Shirazi. This school has been very influential in spreading the culture of the Ahlul Bayt, and this school is now hosting many students from different cities of Iraq. We managed to start a new section for the women's seminary student after the fall of the former regime, and they are very successful.
In the end, the delegations visit Ali Akbar Husseiniya, which has become a shelter for the war refugees who have escaped the unspeakable crimes of Daesh terrorist group. And then they interviewed one of the refugees and inquired of their latest status quo.
I am a Shia Turkmen and a war refugee from Nainawa. Daesh terrorists committed many brutal crimes to ethnic and religious minorities, such as the Shias, Yazidis, and the Turksmen in Mosul, and we had to leave our homes behind. When we left Mosul, we headed south aimlessly until someone told us that our Shia brothers would welcome the war refugees in Islamic centers and service stations. During our Arba'in annual ceremony, which hosts millions of Shias from different parts of the world, we were worried that these Islamic centers and service stations would be given to the pilgrims, and we would have to leave here. But we saw that the pilgrims take a short break in these centers and then leave. We also help the managers of these centers in different services. I recite Quran and Adhan in these centers. Locals in these areas are very friendly people. They gave us everything we needed. It is the second year that we welcome the pilgrims in our Arba'in ceremony with our Shia brothers in this city. 45 members of my relatives are now in the Ali Akbar Islamic Center, but 22 of them were arrested by Daesh, and we don't know what happened to them. If one day we go back to our homes, we would never forget the hospitality of the people in this area.